This podcast was edited and uploaded by Uncle Geeb Productions. Hey guys, and welcome everyone to the Drip G podcast. I'm your host, Uncle Geeb, and with me is host Drip Media Gaming. We record this podcast live every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can listen to this podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, or anywhere you can find a podcast. You can also watch this video podcast over on youtube.com/DripGeeb or check it out on Spotify. Mr. Chris Starcher, aka Drip Media Gaming. What's up?
Nothing. Just chilling, man. Just chilling. Hanging out, bro. Hanging out. What's up with you?
Nothing much. Just vomiting and stuff. It's great. How do you like your name being full name in the podcast? What do you think?
I don't care. Doesn't matter to me.
No, nothing matters. I can say whatever I want. Do whatever I want.
I mean, no, not whatever. But I mean, I don't care. Doesn't matter. Yes, the Chris and Gabe podcast.
The Chris and Gabe. Welcome everyone to the Chris and Gabe podcast.
That would be a great name. We should just change to that.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Rolls off the tongue.
It does. Speaking of rolling off the tongue, I have been sick since Monday. And I'm doing better now. If you guys watch me in the video side, if you guys watch me pull this over, take a few bites of this old baby food, Drip likes to call it. I call it rice. You just know why.
Hold on. I wasn't talking about just the rice as baby food. You were telling me you're eating bananas and rice, and I was like, I swear to God, that's made by Gerber somewhere.
Is it really banana and rice?
I'm telling you, I guarantee that is a baby food flavor. Banana and rice.
Banana and rice. That would be a very interesting baby food flavor. I'd have to try. I honestly would have to try. That'd be a fun stream. Speaking of which, just do like trying baby food. How fun would that be?
It would be fun for you. You would have a great time doing it.
I feel like what you mean is I wouldn't have a good time, and people would.
Maybe
watching me go eat food.
You may be wrong though. Maybe actually be good.
I don't know. It might be good. It might be bad. I don't know. But Drip,
haven't had it in a while.
But Drip, I do know that you got something recently in the mail that is indeed good, and I think you want to show and tell with this, don't you?
Oh, I did. Yeah, I got my Steam Deck finally.
Yeah,
dude, this thing is awesome. This thing is really, really awesome.
Yeah. Like, I believe it. I've heard lots of good things about it, and I really want to play with it.
I got to be honest too. This kind of makes me feel bad, but I have not touched my Switch since I got the Steam Deck.
That is honestly, I'm hearing that from a lot of people.
I haven't touched it. Well, I mean, especially right now, because it's not like there's any new Switch games to play.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not like they're putting anything out on Switch. So what?
I mean, GoldenEye.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I'm gonna go back to Switch here in a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Whenever I decide to do that, whether it's tonight, probably not, but tomorrow for sure, 100%.
Yeah, GoldenEye just got released on. If you guys didn't know, on Nintendo Switch Online, if you're a subscriber of the expansion pack, they just added GoldenEye 007 to the 64 expansion pack, so you get to play that multiplayer. About time. Yeah, it's been a while.
It's about time.
They've been quiet about it for a while. That's pretty nice.
When did they announce that at the Direct in September?
I was gonna say no or late. No, I thought it was more than. I think it's been like a year.
No,
am I totally wrong about that? I don't know.
It hasn't been a year. No. I'm pretty sure it was the Direct in September is when they actually said that we were getting GoldenEye for sure.
I thought it was.
People have been talking about it forever.
I thought it was a Direct from a while ago, and they were releasing every game besides the game. Like they were like, oh, and GoldenEye is a part of this announcement. They obviously don't give dates for that stuff. They just rolled out month by month.
No, because they talked about what was it? 1080 snowboarding, which I was pumped about.
Wave race.
Wasn't Pilot Wings one of those games?
I believe
too?
So. Yeah, I believe so.
That one's out. No, Wave Race was earlier. Wave Race was. I
might be thinking of that Direct, the Wave Race Direct, I believe.
Yeah, because this was a different one, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, we've got one more." I think it was September.
I believe.
But yeah, I mean, God, we've been waiting on that forever. It seems like way longer. You're right. It does seem.
Yeah,
I'm excited to play it. But do you know what sucks about it though?
What's that?
It's still, even though you're playing online, it's still split screen. So you're going to be able to see everybody's screen.
Yes,
right there.
And that was not. I wasn't even. I knew that was exactly what they're going to do, because if you look at all the other games on 64 expansion pack, when you play, every game, Mario Kart's that way. Every single multiplayer game on that service.
This is different though. This is a shooter. Like you could just look and see where they're at.
Yeah, but like also Fox. What's that called? Not Super Fox. What's that franchise called?
Super Fox for sure. I love Super Fox.
he's a great viewer. He's a great viewer of content. No, but what's Fox?
Star Fox.
Star Fox. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Star Fox 64 is
what the Versus is like that.
Yeah, and I was playing with some buddies here at my house, and we were watching each other, like screen watching us trying to kill each other, because I was getting mad because they were killing me. I'm like, how are you doing this? I'm gonna cheat.
yeah.
But I mean, that's the way I like it that way though, dude, because it's like it was back in the day when you're like in the room with other people and you used to cheat like that. You know, it's fun. I don't know.
Yeah, it brings that be fun.
I love it. I'm glad they made that choice, and I don't want them to change it, because it brings that dynamic back from childhood, from earlier in life when you did that. That was the thing. You could just cheat or just look at each other's screens, you know?
I wonder how it's going to run.
I mean, it looks like it's going to run pretty much the same it did before. I do understand that it has a little bit of a graphical upgrade in terms of just clarity. Not performance seems to be the same, but like I think there's like comparison screenshots out on the internet right now where I'm talking about. I mean, you can't
tell what the frame rate's going to be from screenshot though.
No. Well, so visuals and performance, right? That's why I like, at least how I like to categorize it.
Sorry.
So like the
frame rate. I wonder what it's going to be run like frame rate.
I mean, watch they released Did you not see the trailer?
No.
Watch the.
I haven't had time. I haven't had time for that. Look at the internet.
Oh, 1 minute trailer. No, just check it out later. They released like a 1 minute little hype trailer, and it looks like it runs on original hardware. You know, like the way it used to run. I mean, nothing. It's not running 60 FPS or anything. So
the only thing, and it comes out on Xbox too.
Yeah, that I'm curious about. Is Xbox are they gonna have an upgraded version?
The problem is they don't have. I think it looks better on the Xbox, but they don't have multiplayer.
Why?
There is no multiplayer on Xbox. It's just the campaign.
Why?
Well, there's no online. I think there may be multiplayer local, but not online.
That's dumb. It's quite dumb.
It's a Nintendo Switch expansion pack exclusive. The online is.
If that's the explanation, I understand and I accept it. I just think it's dumb. I think they should have just ponied up some extra cash or whatever they had to do. I mean, that's a big loss for Xbox.
I would imagine. I mean, yeah, it is. But I mean, I feel like there's so many things that happen behind the scenes with all this crap that I'm sure it's all muddied up. I would bet eventually Xbox will get the online.
I bet it will too. I mean, at some point, but because these exclusives aren't necessarily for forever. So
yeah.
But just going backwards for a second. Well, actually, before we do that, just a little recap, or not recap, a pre-cap. What do you call that?
Yes,
a pre-cap.
Sure. I don't know.
The Uncle Geeb special pre-cap of the episode of what's to come. We're going to talk about DKOldies and I just want to make it clear from the start here, we're not here to rip DKOldies. I especially aren't.
I mean, I definitely am.
Okay, do you think, man?
I don't know about you. That's what I came.
Do you
here
think?
for
I support your decisions. I'm not here to rip them because I don't have any first-hand experience of anything. But I've seen the videos like all you guys have, so I've got things to say, opinions about the matter. So we'll talk about the DKOldies situation. And also, Gulikit released the sticks finally that have been rumored and also talked about. And not just rumored, just like straight up like we knew they were coming, especially you, Drip. We're just like, you knew they were coming. There they are. The Gulikit drift-proof sticks, which are they drift-proof? Well, I guess we'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, so before we get to that, Drip, go back to your Steam Deck for a second, because because you're running your Steam Deck native. You finally got the chance to run some of the games natively, I believe, right?
Yeah. Well, I just started Red Dead 2 again, which I shouldn't, because well, let me go back to what I've been doing. I did buy what's the name of that game? That PlayStation game. What is it? Kena?
Yes, Kena. Yeah, or however you pronounce it.
Whatever that is. I got that. It was on sale. I've been playing that. runs pretty good, runs decent. Doesn't look as good as it does on PS5, but it runs good.
Yep.
The cutscenes look incredible, like crazy good. Like, whoa. But I've been playing that. I got The Witcher 3 because it was like $7. Like,
cool.
Why not?
Yeah, of course.
What else did I pick up? I don't know. I don't have a Steam library. I'm not a PC gamer, so like my Steam library is non-existent. I had NASCAR Heat 4. That's literally it.
We need to.
So I got that. I just bought Red Dead Redemption 2.
Cool.
That runs crazy good on here. It looks fantastic. And I went in and I was messing with it. I turned a bunch of stuff up. I haven't got very far. I'm about to do like the first little shootout thing, so I'm waiting for the frame rate to kind of get a little wonky there because I did turn a bunch of stuff up. But I mean, dude, it runs so good. It looks really good. I mean, especially for that size of screen, it's great. But the thing that I've been most impressed with this thing is honestly the fact that it streams xCloud games like flawlessly. Like I've had a couple hiccups here and there, maybe, but like everything's responsive. I've been playing Jedi Fallen Order just through Game Pass, through xCloud, and it's perfect. I mean, is it like the highest quality it could probably be? No, but it looks great, especially for playing Jedi Fallen Order in handheld, streaming it. Like it's honestly, it's insane. It's
what do you think the latency?
Crazy.
What's the latency like? Because it's one thing that it looks good, but is it?
I can't even tell.
Really,
I can't even tell. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's like, really good to hear.
You can't even tell. Because that's I've tried games on my phone just to like see what it's about, and kind of mess with it, and it is like the latency's there and it sucks and I can't do it. But I mean, I was playing Forza Horizon 5, no problem. Went back to 4, tried that a little bit, no problem. What else did I play? I've played a few things. I've been going back and forth through a bunch of stuff, but I mean, God, this thing's impressive, man. It is really impressive. Battery life, streaming is amazing, super amazing. Playing anything native on it's really bad. I mean, I played Jedi Fallen Order streaming, and I mean, it barely touched my battery. Barely even touched it.
That's awesome. The fact that it looks good enough. It latency is fine, so it's unnoticeable. And the best part about it, like you just said, is that the battery life gets sipped while you're streaming like that. So that's awesome. Are you good? Besides, how? Give me the temperature of the water right now with you. Is it likely that you really just don't pick your Switch up much after this?
I mean, no.
Besides, not counting like Tears of the Kingdom or like any of these.
Yeah, I mean, Nintendo.
If you have a choice now, or do you understand? You have a choice.
Well, and that's what I'm saying.
You don't have to buy games on Switch
anymore. Why would I want to buy like this is a good thing I was thinking about actually earlier today because they keep putting more stuff out about it. Hogwarts. It comes out for everything next month except the Switch.
Yeah.
But I can still play it handheld right here.
Yeah.
I can play it handheld right here.
Yeah.
It's going to look better. It's going to run better. It's going to be out way earlier. Why would I wait? Why would I wait to get it on the Switch when it's going to come out, later in the summer if they actually get it out when they say they're going to get it out? That's a big if.
Unlikely.
I don't know, man. It's hard for me to justify buying third-party games on the Switch after picking this thing up. Battery life sucks. I will say that. But I mean, it's not like I can't plug it in, and it's not in the weird spot where the Switch is. The Switch is here, so when you're like sitting, it kind of sucks. It's up here on the top, so that it doesn't even get in the way. I don't know, man. I like it a lot. I'm gonna do some videos and stuff on it, comparing it to the Switch and just talking about my experience. But as of right now, I don't know, man. I don't know. I like it.
That's the way it should be. It should be that way, where you're picking up third-party games on your Steam Deck. You have it. That's what the Nintendo console. Listen. The Switch is 6 years old. This podcast tonight is not about this, but just quickly, the Switch is old, man. There's no need to buy the third-party games when you have another console, the Xbox, PlayStation, or if you have a Steam Deck, or if you have a nice PC. Like, there's no real need, especially when you want the handhelds gaming. with the Steam Deck. You just don't feel guilt free. Get those games.
That's the thing. Yeah.
And by the way, you're now gonna experience PC game prices because PC games are typically cheaper.
Oh my God, yeah, dude, I got Witcher 3 for $7. Like,
yeah,
Nintendo. I just saw Jedi Fallen Order was like $6.99 or something again. Like yesterday, I was like, well, I'm streaming it now. I'm not gonna buy it. I don't need to buy it. I don't want to restart it. But yeah. I mean, it's crazy, man.
Yeah,
you know what else I have?
Mm-hmm.
You know what else I have? I have the Hall Effect sticks for the Steam Deck that Gulikit sent me too. That's what actually brought these. That's how I knew about these because they sent those. I was like, you guys should do something for the Joy-Cons. They're like, well, actually, we are. I was like, oh, well, that's a good idea. I'm glad you had that idea. That's a good one.
Well, keep going, man. You just did the segue is yours.
Oh, I mean, I haven't. That's the thing. That's all I got. I don't know anything about these except that they are real. They look identical. They look identical to the regular sticks, as far as I can tell. I can't tell how they feel because I haven't put them in anything yet.
I was really hoping you get them put in, but I understand why you didn't.
They feel like, they feel fine. Yeah, dude, I've been trying to catch up on this. This stuff. You know, it's been a week, but
tell me about
it. They feel like regular sticks. If anything, I feel like they have a little bit more resistance. Like they're a little bit stiffer than a normal Joy-Con stick.
Joy-Con
sticker. Oh yeah, for sure.
If you guys aren't familiar,
I can feel them side by side.
Yeah, just real quick.
These have way more resistance.
If you guys aren't familiar, these are the new Joy-Con sticks. You can pop into your Joy-Cons. If you're somewhat tech savvy, you can take a few screws out, pop it in. It's really not that difficult of a process. A beginner could start on this if you really want to. I wouldn't recommend it.
As long as you're not doing like a full shell swap.
Yes, no, not a full shell swap. Just taking the sticks out. It's much easier.
Sticks in, that's not too bad. It's not too bad. You don't have to really take anything else out. You just kind of get down to where you need to go.
Yeah.
Two bolts, ribbon cable.
Yeah. When your options are, like, for example, if you have reasons why you would want this. Let's talk about that because that's something we can both talk about. Like, reasons why you would want these Gulikit sticks in the first place. Reason number one is that, obviously, you are experiencing some Joy-Con drift. You know?
Yeah.
And you just don't want the drift. Now, there are cheaper options. You can go get very comparable, similar sticks to what already comes in your Switch Joy-Con for like $5 per stick.
They used to be cheaper than that.
I bought a bunch when they were cheaper. I'm glad I did.
I have some upstairs, I think. I still have one, I think, sitting in the arcade up there. It's white. I got it for like $2.
So yeah, you could do that. That's right now. The current prices are about $10 per pair. So you could do that. However, you're risking in the future that you could get drift again in these new sticks. So is that the best option? Probably not, but it definitely is an option. Option two is to just send it off to Nintendo because they're going to do it for free 99. At least in the United States. I don't know how it works outside the States. So maybe somebody.
Are they still even doing that? I haven't heard anybody talk about that.
I believe so. I believe they are. Correct me if I'm wrong, somebody, but I believe they are.
I mean, I guess they would be,
but that's an option as well. Just get Nintendo to do it. They do. It's not. Some people still think that it's not real. It's the fake thing, and I'm like, no, it's very much a real thing. You can very much. I almost did it. I actually signed up. And they gave me a shipping label. I never even sent them out. That was right before I got really deep into my learning how to do tech stuff with screwdrivers and stuff. But it's a very real thing. Nintendo sent me a shipping label.
Screwdrivers and hammers and things like that. Saws, all these things.
Too much far to reach, but I got a hammer. I can hammer things. I'm a man now. I got chest hair. Look at all that. I
got a hammer. I got saws. I got a tile saw. You got a tile saw? I got a tile saw.
I don't, but I can do some tile. I can grout some tile.
I got a tile saw. I'll cut it for you. I got a tile saw.
That's impressive. That's some high speed, fine blades, some water involved, I imagine.
There's water involved.
Yeah, because
the whole tank underneath.
Yeah.
Yep. It's good stuff. A lot of fun.
I'm a real man. But yeah, so that's option number two is to send them into Nintendo. That's probably the best option, to be completely honest with you guys, because it's free. And they're gonna just send it back to you within a reasonable time. I believe it's pretty quick because it's pretty quick that they send it to me, because this goes into option kind of a negative to send to Nintendo. Let's say you have a Skyward Sword Joy-Con or like the Mario any special edition
you
Joy-Con.
might not get that back.
It's not just like, oh, that's just someone saying that. Literally, you might not get it back because of how the process works. The process works like this: you send them a Joy-Con. you get a new one or a refurbished one back very fast. They're sending you an entirely different one. Now, whether they send you the same one you sent them exactly, they're not sending the exact same Joy-Con bag. Even if it's the same color, they're not. It's not. You have now gotten a new stick.
Right, you're getting a different one.
It's a different one. But whether or not they're going to get you the same one you had, probably not. So if you send a special edition one in, you probably don't want to go with that option. If you got drift in your special editions, you really don't want to go with that option. That's just I would recommend Uncle Geeb would highly don't do that with your special editions.
Interesting.
And
when you actually move the stick all the way over, you know how there's like that rubber like hood that sits on top of it underneath the stick?
Yes.
It's like it's not big enough. Like I can see down in there.
Yeah, and again, you've been kind of out of the loop, but there's been lots of videos about that on the internet right now, where people have been saying, "Hey, look, you can literally see what when it's all installed and everything. There's a visible hole that you can see where dust and stuff could get in."
Stick right now. There's definitely a difference here.
I'd be that whole dust is not concerned for me because especially with these anti-drift things, dust.
Yeah, you don't really have to worry about it.
You don't got to worry about it. What you got to worry about is water. I think is the most thing, and I'm not talking about if you drop in a toilet. Obviously, if you drop your Joy-Con in a toilet, you can then throw it into the trash because it's pretty much done after that.
Not true. I
said probably. I cover my bases.
I've seen a switch light be dropped into the toilet and it was non-functional, completely non-functional, and then it sat at Kim's for a while, then it sat here for a while, and then back at her house, and then she randomly just went to turn it on one day and it just worked.
Well, because it dried, it did not have power while wet, and you waited till it was completely dry. That is possible. And obviously there probably some corrosion in there, but maybe not enough to really cause an issue yet.
It's fine.
Still working.
It's a good one. I don't know, man. The more and more I mess with these sticks, I'm like,
let me finish my water thought real fast because I have the memory of a squirrel. The water, right, I'm not talking about drops. I'm talking about like, let's say you happen to take your Switch out in the rain, or you made someone laugh and they go and they spit water everywhere. Like, just kind of drop what's normal drops that be around you in general, like rain or just like accidental like sink incidents or switches by the sink, whatever. With the flap fully covered, it's not water sealed, but that little cover, if you guys know what I'm talking about, underneath your stick, you see that little cover that rotates with the stick. It definitely does some sort of resistance to water. It helps keep the board dry. If there's a hole in that little guard, water will literally just go right through the hole and immediately touch your board. Whereas if that guard was fully there, it would help.
You might have a chance.
You might have a chance that it won't touch the board. So
yeah, I don't know, dude.
So that's not ideal. That does that.
Now the big question is, which Joy-Cons should I install these in? I think upstairs I have in a tin. I think I have like 2 full pairs of Joy-Cons, but they're all in pieces. Like I could just pick the pieces back and make a new set of Joy-Cons. I'm pretty sure.
Well, actually that leads well to what I want to talk about next with this topic is that, who should be doing this? What Joy-Cons should you be putting these in / who should be doing this? Whose Joy-Cons should be getting this treatment? Should you just be putting these sticks into a fully functional Joy-Con that does not have drift yet? So what are you thinking? Do you have sticks that have drift, or what are you gonna do?
That's the thing. I've only had one stick ever of all the Joy-Cons that I have and have had. The only stick that I ever had drift was on my original set of gray Joy-Cons on my original Switch.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. It's because I was playing Breath of the Wild like every day,
right.
super hard,
right?
And those are the only Joy-Cons I had at the time. It was just the gray ones. So when I went to trade that in for, the V2 to get the better battery life, obviously I popped those bad boys on there and took them in.
Yeah.
Like, you can have these, GameStop. Here you go. Take this.
I really don't. I mean, you don't have any, you just got them because you're a content creator and you're intrigued. And, that's the reason you got them. But like, for those of you guys at home who are wondering, should I get these or not?
I got them because they were just sent to me.
Right.
They were like, here, would you like to check these out? I said, absolutely.
They hand you a bottle of wine and they pat your popo, didn't they? They're like, yes, sir. Good, sir.
Yeah,
enjoy our free products. Dribble in the high life.
I mean,
rub it in, drip, rub it in.
I mean, well, that's the thing too. Would I have bought these any other way? Maybe because I do want to, talk about them in a video, but they're $30.
Yeah. If you're somebody home that has $30 to just throw away because your sticks are fine, go for it. I mean, I'm not gonna stop you. They're cool.
Well, yeah, I mean,
if you're a tech, I'm a tech enthusiast. I also love gaming. This fills both of my needs. So this is.
Yeah, it's a very interesting thing.
These. But someone who just wants functional Joy-Cons, who's scared of drift, they don't have it yet. Don't feel the need to. Don't feel the need to buy these.
Those people are out there, though. I see a lot of people in my comments just really like absolutely terrified of drift. Like there were some people when I was really doing those videos when it was a big thing. There were some people who would comment like, "Yeah, I don't touch my Joy-Cons," or "I got a Switch Lite, but I don't touch it. I use it in tabletop mode." Damn, like really? Like they're so paranoid to even touch the sticks. I'm like, it's not that bad. Like you can totally use them. Like people's like, no, I don't use the Joy-Cons. No way. Like I'll never do that. Like
it's so funny.
Man, calm down. It's okay.
Because here's the thing about Joy-Con repairs, you get kind of two different stories. You get the story of they're really complicated and they're very easy to break, which is both very true things. You also get the story of it's actually not a bad first go if you're trying to do something complicated. It's really not the worst thing to try it for first because you're learning a lot of stuff while you're in there, and it's very modular and there's very few things you can break and not be replaceable. So if you're afraid of like, oh, I'm interested in trying to replace sticks and Joy-Cons and getting to reshelling, but I'm afraid I'm going to break. There's literally only like here, hold on. There's like literally only one thing that I can think of both these Joy-Cons that if you break, you're kind of screwed. And that is on the right Joy-Con. If you break the R button, in particular, this R button, not like the bumper, not the main trigger button, the bumper button. That's one of the only. I could be wrong, but that's one of, if not the only soldered connection on the board that you can't that is soldered, right? Most of these
I don't think it is.
Most of these are ribbon cables. Like
I think that's a ribbon cable too.
No,
honestly,
I'm telling you, it's not. It's not a ribbon.
Are you sure?
Yes, I would. Yes, I was in.
Okay, well,
I was in here and broke
the board, though. You could probably just buy the board.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have to buy an entire new Joy-Con board if you break that, whereas all these other pieces are just buy a ribbon cable piece. You can find those pieces on eBay for very little amount of money. Between a couple bucks and $10, you get something new. Like a ribbon cable piece. But a piece that needs to be soldered on you need the soldering skills and a soldering on it. Whereas if you break the R button, the trigger, you just got to go find a ribbon cable piece. So what the point I'm trying to make is that there's very few things that you can break on here that's not easily replaceable.
Yeah, if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Yeah,
and I can do it.
You can. You do it better than me, which I'm jealous about.
I can do it quick. Yeah, I'm quick with it now. I can take a Joy-Con. I can take a Joy-Con, a set apart, and put them back together. Like I got those custom ones, and I wanted the white buttons and sticks.
Yeah,
I changed those all out in 30 minutes.
But see, you have broken things on Joy-Cons before, correct?
Yeah, I broke one of the buttons, one of the ZR or ZL, I can't remember which one. And then here's the problem that happens though. You order those pieces, because I ordered the new piece to replace it.
Yeah.
And it's not the same. It doesn't feel the same.
Right.
Like it's a lot more tension.
Yes.
And then you're like, ugh, I don't even want to touch that now.
Yeah.
I can't even use that. It's different than the other one. Like, no, I'm done.
Never
touching that again.
Yeah. So you do it fast. And but I have never broken anything. Now I did just say this button was broken by me. Technically, that's true. However, this is what actually happened. These were very well loved by a child. Then these were sent to me as a part of a trade from Coca Baby. You can see on the stick that this was dropped by a kid hard, like concrete. So this button was broken before I got it, but it was still functional. You understand me? So when I got in there and opened up the case, I kind of like peeled the banana back. You know what I mean? And it just kind of fell out, and the soldering came off, the trace came off. So the board is trash. I actually, it was cheaper for me to buy an entire other Joy-Con to switch out for like I found Joy-Con for $25. Or the board. I could have bought just the board for almost $30. That was the cheapest board I could find. Or the entire Joy-Con with buttons and everything included, fully functional, for $25. So I went ahead and did that. It'll be here soon.
Fair.
But yeah, so if you guys are afraid of Joy-Con drift, don't be. It's really not that. There's lots of options for you. There's an option for everybody.
Even more now.
Even more now. Every situation, whether you're
what I'm very, very interested in, and we've talked about this several times, but what I'm interested in this whole thing is when are like the when are the Nintendos, the Sonys, the Microsofts gonna pick up on this?
Yeah,
Because
I don't know. I don't know when.
it's like it's time. I think whatever comes next, I think this is the answer.
Yeah.
Clearly, because what had it before? There's a console that had it. It was a Sega. Was it the Dreamcast?
Yes, the
Sega
Dreamcast.
Saturn, Dreamcast.
I believe
I don't remember
two
what it was,
consoles
but yeah.
in the 90s from Sega. Both of them had.
I know one of them did at least.
It's called Hall Effect. I don't think I mentioned the technology.
Yeah, I mean, dude, this is it. This is it. I just wonder who's going to do it first. Hopefully, it's Nintendo.
Yeah.
They
So,
need it bad.
before we get to our next little topic here, we want to talk about with you guys. I want to we take a little quick. I almost said ad break. We're not doing an ad break. We don't have sponsors. But this is where an ad break would be in the future if we get ads. If you guys want to sponsor us, hit us up. So what we're going to do right now is I have asked a question on this podcast via Spotify and on our YouTube community tab for the past many weeks, actually. So if you've participated in that, if you're subscribed to our YouTube or you listen to us on Spotify, you have had the option to answer a question I've asked every week. And starting this week, we're going to actually read the question that I asked last week, because we actually got a lot of responses. So I'm going to go ahead and read, not read the responses because no actual text responses, just a poll. So here's the poll question I had last week. The question of the week was, will Nintendo release the Switch Lite OLED? And that was kind of that was topical from last week, the whole episode. If you guys missed that episode from last week, check it out.
I wondered what the question was.
It's in our podcast feed. So will Nintendo release
they will.
the Switch Lite OLED? Drip feels very strongly about that. Obviously, if you listened last week, you know he also posted a video about it. So we had 44 responses on YouTube. For some reason, I'm sorry, Spotify guys, I can't pull up your poll right now. We're having an issue on Anchor, which is slightly concerning to me at this exact moment. But I'll check that after the podcast is over.
All right, that's great. Wonderful to hear.
It's showing me I have no episodes, which is like, oh, what do you mean I have no episodes? That's scary. But anyway, so 44 votes on the community tab for our YouTube channel. Drip, you would vote yes, correct?
I would definitely vote yes. Wait, what's the question? Are we getting it in general?
Yes, ever. Are we getting will Nintendo release a Switch Lite OLED? Yes or no, period.
If I would have saw the poll, I would have said yes.
Out of 44 votes, you would have been in the minority, sir, because get this. 98% of you guys think that we are never getting a Switch Lite OLED.
It's ridiculous.
And I voted on this poll for myself just so I could see the results, and I voted no because, or I believe I voted yes. I mean, just because I do believe it's coming. I'm one of the very.
You believe it's coming. Just not
if I didn't vote for yes on this, I don't. Who knows? Maybe 99 to 100%. I don't. Maybe I'm.
You know what?
I account for 2%. I don't know.
What? Yeah. You know what? When it drops, when they talk about it this July. Yeah, this is it. So I'm gonna do. Yep, that's right, everybody. Yep.
So yeah, if you guys want to participate in those polls, just make sure to follow us on our YouTube account, subscribe, and obviously you'll see the community posts. Or on Spotify, you guys, if you're on your Spotify app, you should be able to see the poll. Just go ahead and answer it. And also on YouTube, especially, and on Anchor, or I'm sorry, on Spotify, you are also able to comment. I can enable comments, so you guys can just also tell us in words if you want to type us out why you think your answer is yes or no, all that good stuff. So make sure to participate that in every week with us.
I got something else that I wanted to talk to you about last week.
Okay.
Totally forgot about it till just now.
All right.
Do you remember that I told you I had an idea to do something on the podcast with trivia?
I do. Yes.
Okay. So I was brainstorming that idea on the phone with Kim the other night, and she helped me out a ton. And I have a really good idea. And now we don't have to do it, but I'm going to bring it up. We'll let the people think about this. We'll let you think about this. So check this out. So once a month, we will have a guest on. Okay.
All right.
With that guest, we will do our trivia. We will have Alex from Switch. I haven't asked him yet, but we'll have Alex from Switch Corner come on and be our Alex Trebek. He will ask the questions. We will keep score this entire year. So 12 rounds, one a month. Whoever loses between you and I at the end of the year has to shave their beard. For me, again. But how do you feel about that?
I'm a bald man, and to shave my beard would be like neutering me. I don't know if I really like that. I don't know if I like that.
I don't
know if I like that.
There's stakes involved. It's a whole thing. Once a month. Our guests could get in on the action.
I agree with one contingency. May I keep a goatee?
A mustache.
No.
Only a mustache.
No.
Yeah, same here. I'll go just mustache too.
No. But you just shaved your face. This doesn't matter to you.
I know, and I hate it, dude. I want it back so bad.
Yeah, but this is my identity, dude.
Dude.
I'll go,
ask Kim how I've been about my beard. Dude, I can't even look in a mirror right now.
Tentatively agree to it. Although I would like to iron out the details, I would like to keep a goatee. But maybe we'll let the people decide if I get to keep my goatee or not.
All right. But the idea? You good?
I think everything about what you said besides the beard, I'm 1,000% down for.
So what we would do is next week we would need a guest.
Alex.
And we would do it next week. Right? That's the last week of the month?
That is the last week of the month.
So we could have a guest.
This week is the last week of the month.
As long as we do 12. That's it.
Yeah, we can do 2 next month. Alex needs to come on next week, though. That's what needs to happen.
but I'm saying, like, he could come. He could have the questions. I'm sure he could find some questions. He knows lots of shit, you know.
Yeah.
So it would be great if he's still here. I just hope he says yes. He will. His name's Alex. He has to be our Alex Trebek.
He needs to dictate his speech, though. Sometimes he's like a little bit mumbly and British.
Well, you know, he tries. Wax the eyebrows or shave the beard. Ooh, I'm not doing it.
I would way rather shave the eyebrows. I'd shave the eyebrows 5 times over. Oh, dude, this is my identity. Okay, man? I got no hair in my head. I'd rather get the eyebrows. I have a unibrow anyway. So I'd rather just shave it off. The whole thing. It could come back.
All right, well,
this is way more obvious than your eyebrows. I'm just saying.
Okay, we'll talk about it, but
we will. But I tentatively agree. Yes, I tentatively agree on it.
Cool. Great. Wonderful. We'll iron out the details this week. So next week, we will have our first round of trivia. We'll iron out the details.
Yes.
Next week's first round of trivia.
Beautiful. Stir steak.
What do you say?
Love the steak.
5 questions?
Sure.
5 questions?
Well, that's all fair stuff. We'll iron all that out.
Sounds good. All right.
Speaking
let's get on to the rest of this.
Thank you for that sponsor segment by our sponsor, Drip and Jeep. The final segment of our podcast tonight is the obvious one. It's the thumbnail of the episode. It's the first thing of our title. Is DKOldies scamming people? Is DKOldies a scam? Now,
it's a scam.
You're on this side. You are on this side. 100%.
Scam. I've seen too much of it at this point. One video, I'm like, it's just a bad one. It's just
I've seen 3 myself.
Got overlooked. I've seen a ton. I went looking for them earlier today, and just type in DKOldies is a scam.
Yes.
On you, like, dude, there's all kinds of people. The ones I saw that really were like well done. The best ones were Review Tech Rich over Review Tech USA.
Yeah.
He got what was his? He got a regular Nintendo in the first one, an original NES. That was he paid extra because that's the thing.
Yep.
I just saw this. I've been watching their TikToks and stuff too. Just trying to just looking in, just seeing what they're doing, just seeing how they're reacting to all this hate they're getting. And they put this one up where they're like, this is not right. This is a scam, blah, blah, blah. And they're talking about the prices on their website. They're like, see, the prices change depending on what you're getting. So you can get, let's say, a game, just a loose disc or loose cartridge, whatever. Yep. Then you can get, with the case and then with the manual, and it's different prices, which is fine. But Rich bought the best one you can get. Literally got the Cadillac service. Give me an NES Cadillac service.
Yes.
Cleaned out, refurbished. Refurbished. He got it, opened it. First of all, it was cracked. The front of it was cracked. How much he paid for the thing? My God, he paid
way over market.
Every for it.
If you're not familiar with DKOldies, everything you buy, no matter what it is, new, used, well, nothing's new, new or used, refurbished, it's all
Some of the stuff
the prices
on there
are extremely high, not because they're trying to scam you with the prices, because the way they explain it. Now, I'm not defending them. I'm simply stating their side of things, is that they put the time, they put the effort into refurbishing, cleaning, giving you top-notch products back for your money. And also, as well, we'll get to RGT later.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah. Okay. Well, this is what I think is really, really like absolutely hilarious about the whole thing. So they put a sticker on the bottom that's like, hey, if you open this, if you open it, you better not open it.
Yeah.
You're going to void your warranty. Don't you open it. Don't you dare open it. Cause we definitely didn't. Don't you dare open it. Don't open it. And then you open the shit. Like his was dirty as hell. Yeah. You could tell, like nobody had been in there. The controller was broken.
Yeah,
it was cracked on the front, and he's paying like some of the prices on this website too are even high prices if you were buying the shit in box, like unopened. Yes. Some of it is like crazy prices, and it's not. It's just a console. It's not even in box.
Yep,
it's insane, dude, and it's. Man, I don't know. And some of their stuff on TikTok too. I was watching some today. They do really like, and it's been said in all these videos, they prey on the people who don't know. They go after the people who are like, like I'm just trying to I don't know anything about the retro game industry or what things should cost. I haven't looked anywhere. But, when you go type in retro games or this and that, they're one of the first ones that pop up. So they're like, okay, well, that's got to be the one you go to, right? That's it. That's where you go. And like, man, then you see them on TikTok. This is what pisses me off about the situation so much. Yeah. You see them on TikTok and they're doing all this cool shit, and it's all like, oh yeah, we're doing this and that. And it's like you even said, you started watching them. You are sucked into the boxing videos.
I was going to say, that's a terrible explanation of what they do on TikTok. You didn't explain anything.
I'm not done.
Okay.
I'm not done. The part that I hate is one of them I watched today. He was talking about, I got a random call, and it was just some person, and they just wanted all this stuff. They wanted the coolest, best stuff we had. And I said, can I know what this is for? And they're like, oh, we can't say anything. That's it. And I guess it was Mr. Beast had called them and put in a big order for some random box or something. Yeah. And it's like, it just sucks. And then, that happens. And then people are like, oh, yeah, well, that place. It's that, like, Mr. Beast used that place. It's totally fine. It's legit. It's totally fine. And it's not. And they don't look anywhere else.
They did
they don't go shopping.
A little, as a rapper, I'm not familiar with his name. It was like
I saw that
Little
one too.
Little Yachty. That's who it was. Little Yachty.
Because he's on a yacht. Yeah,
because he's on a yacht. Apparently, Little Yachty bought a big order. And I didn't really put it into that perspective myself quite yet, in terms because I've tried to be in the middle on it. I very easily could go on Team Scam, but I'm trying to stay in the middle on it because I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. However, thinking about the whole thing where Mr. Beast bought her stuff and Little Yachty, that does exude extreme scam energy, because it's just how you described it. Like, oh, we're very credible. I mean, Mr. Beast is buying $100,000 worth of our stuff. Don't worry about it.
Just worry about that. Look, he bought it, so it's fine for you to buy it too. It's really totally cool.
It really, I'm trying to stay in the middle, but it's really not a good look when you do stuff like that, and then you also get real people, not Mr. Beast, real people making their own videos on their own accounts, showing you. And I can't remember. I think his name's R. Jacob on YouTube. I can't remember. I watch his stuff every once in a while. He bought a PlayStation or one. He bought a console. I can't remember. I think it's PlayStation 1 or 2 or whatever. One of the consoles from Retro Consoles, and it was refurbished, dude. Same thing as your guy. His is
refurbished.
I watched that guy's video too. I can't remember his name or something. Review Tech.
Review Tech USA.
I watched his video too. I mean, I'm not, not comparing videos. I'm just saying I'm comparing the product that they got, because this guy's not Rich, the other guy. His console was also refurbished, and it's the way the console design is. You can see inside of it in the back. I can't remember what the console was, but you can see the fan, and the fan is just absolutely all the way through caked and insulated insulated with, it's not just caked. It was as if there were hairballs spit by 14 cats. And that was just what you could see. And that's what you could just see. Then he opened it up and it was the same thing on the inside. It literally just, you could just take like hairballs essentially, just taking out. It was a disgrace. And it's like, I don't think that's not something you can even fake. Like that was years and years and years of the love and use of a console, which is great. However, when you're selling something refurbished, unless he totally bought it from somewhere else and lied, who said where he bought it from, there's no faking this. He actually got a refurbished console.
That's the thing. Like, on what planet?
It wasn't, not only was it not opened, they didn't even take a duster to remove the dust from the outside.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, on what planet is that not part of the refurbishing process? Like, that's like where you start.
You can't.
Right?
No. It's beyond that, dude. Because that's just because because refurbishing means they did something to it, and to do something to it, you have to open it up and do something. But if you open it up and there's no fingerprints in the dust that you left, you didn't do anything. That's the thing too. That's the jury, judge, and conviction right there. Is
like
that
I said,
you're leaving the evidence that you didn't do anything.
Well, and then I watched the one video. Rich got the NES, and he put out another one like a couple days ago where he got a PlayStation 2 and opens the door, the little tray, and it's like, and he's like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Opens it up, and there's dust everywhere, no fingerprint. It had never been open. And they put those stickers on there, and that's why they do it. They put those stickers on there to be like, well, these people aren't going to open it up. They don't want to void their warranty. And by the time it breaks or whatever,
who do they think they are? Apple? Who do you think you are? Like Google or Apple or Samsung? Like, oh, you're not gonna. Are you think people are scared of voiding your warranty? They'll just take you.
That's the thing.
They'll just take you to small claims court. It's not Apple. They'll just take you to small claims court. They got proof.
Right.
Like they're not. They think they're bigger than the law. Essentially, is like that's what that sticker basically means. Is like you think someone won't sue you if they spend 3 times the console's value because you refurbished it and it turns out you did nothing. That is called a scam, and I could sue you. I gave you sold me a service and a product that you did not perform, and that is I want my money back and then some because I'm suing you because you're that again. I stay in the middle. I'm not doing a good job, but that's what it's really disgraceful.
That's the thing too.
If that's what's happening.
And you're talking about like when controllers are coming broken. Yeah. Like you literally are doing so little that you have not even tested. All you have to do is plug it in and try it.
Well, if it doesn't turn on because of dust.
I mean,
you can't test controllers.
That far.
You can't test controllers.
The controller.
It sucks too because let's go back to their social media presence for a second. Like they have a really strong social media presence. I enjoy watching their little boxing videos, not unboxing.
Boxing
videos.
What?
And we're not talking
That's
about
how I found
we're not talking about
Before
that.
you go into that, I wanted to tell you this story too. Because you like that. That's how I found them long ago. And I was looking at stuff, and I think at the time, when I first saw them, and I know they've been around forever, but it's not something I've ever been, retro stuff's not really anything I really
right.
I don't know. It's not my thing. But Kim and I were talking about doing like Game Boy Advance stuff. And, somewhere along the line, my phone heard me talking about that and then served me up one of their TikToks or one of their YouTube shorts or something. And I was like, oh, yeah, look, they got all this stuff. Like, look at that. And I went to their website and I remember me, great example, someone who doesn't really mess with this stuff at all. First time I go to their site, I'm like, is that really what this stuff costs now? Like that seems very expensive. I'm looking at this stuff, and this was what? God, this was, I don't know, a long time ago. This is a long time ago.
Yeah.
I didn't even, I didn't know. I'm like, God, that seems really expensive. And then I start looking on eBay and stuff, and it's like, oh, no, that's the same thing. And then I'm like, well, it says refurbished. Like, maybe it does come new, which honestly, let's be real here. Even if it did come completely refurbished, it's still not worth the prices that they're charging for. If they were actually doing the work that they were saying that they were doing, it's still not worth that money.
They claim you're paying for a service, like not only the refurbishing, but their quality control team. Like you watch their TikToks, that's what they say in their stuff. Like, you're paying for our employees and the head over the roof over our heads.
And, what the fuck are they doing?
Right. Like
I
actually, in theory, I actually completely support the business in theory because it's like what they're doing is good service. They're keeping things operable and it's they're like in theory, but if they're
not doing it, if
these consoles are actually if they're actually coming from DKOldies and these people aren't lying, which is very likely that they aren't lying, that they're telling the truth here, these YouTubers.
Yeah,
very likely,
dude, people are putting up.
It's
like,
very
receipts,
likely they're telling the truth.
This is like right here's the invoice. Like
they have lots of. Don't get me wrong. The YouTubers have a lot of reasons to lie for the views and the money that comes with the ad revenue. Lots of reasons to lie. However, just knowing these YouTubers and just getting the feel of everyone talking about this stuff, is everyone really just all together banding together to like come up with this lie about DKOldies and take is DKOldies really worth it to just like everyone to lie at the same time and take down DKOldies? Is it really worth it for everyone to do that? That's a waste of time. So like, it's really hard for me to like, if one console goes out like that, where it's all dusty and stuff, is like we've seen it, and they claim that they're doing this stuff to it, that is one too many. That's a mistake. They need to come out and apologize for one.
Right, and they're not.
And they're not. I haven't seen responses. I'm not looking for them. But I haven't seen either.
I haven't seen shit. They haven't said a damn thing. Now
Drippy, I have a theory. I have a theory what's going on.
I don't know.
I have a theory what's going on. It's more for comedy, but I have a theory what's going on. My theory of what's happening is they're seeing this bad press. They're seeing all this stuff going about their products, and who knows? Maybe they just a few bad apples. I hate that term, but maybe
it's like take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, a few of these consoles did get out somehow. Some idiot who works there just slapped on the sticker for like in a work day, and like 15, 20 of these things went out. Just happened to be to YouTubers. Again, very unlikely. But here's my theory, is that they know who they're selling these things to. They know that it's a YouTuber. That somehow in one way or another, they know. And they're doing it on purpose. And it's only giving them more, not credibility, but more advertising, because everyone's making videos about it. My theory is that this is all on purpose, because it's literally comical. With the one that I saw in particular that I wish I could remember the name of the guy, R. Jacob or something, literally looked like hairballs all up in the console every way straight through. Like, that is not oopsies. That was complete negligence. So like, I think it was on purpose, man. I think they're like, I think they're sending these YouTubers things on purpose.
I mean, it's hard. Honestly, I don't know. Because like I said, the two videos that really got me looking at all this stuff, because I kept seeing it all over, like, and I'm like, what is happening with this? I don't really want to look. I don't really care that much, but like, it's gained some momentum now. And it's like, okay, like the other day I watched Review Tech USA's first one about the NES. And like right when I watched that, he had put out another one. Like, you got two consoles, and the games he got were all nasty.
They've resurfaced. There's no excuse for that. They have resurfacers. Like discs, you talking about?
Not even. No. They're not even discs. Like cartridges. Like the old school cartridges with the little,
Yeah.
Terrible shape. And you're right. Like, are they looking at this and be like, oh, we know where this is going? Just send him one of these. Watch this. This is gonna be crazy. This is gonna be. Watch the views blow up right now.
Yeah.
Is that possible? It's very possible. I don't know, man.
I actually don't think it's likely. It's definitely possible.
I don't think it is either, because
I think it's just funny to think about.
The backlash that comes with that. Think about the backlash that comes. Like, yeah, you get some views. People are talking about you, but that's what they're going to remember after the hype dies. Like,
Yeah.
do you really want to do that to yourself? Because that's...
What's the guy's name? Joey?
I have no idea.
Is your name Joey? Guy from DKOldies, the guy. If this is a TikTok or a YouTube short, put his face right here. Joey, who's the guy.
Is that his name?
I don't know. I'm going to throw this out to you right now for the Drip G podcast audience and ourselves. If you guys want to redeem yourselves and you want to talk about this, we would love. I'm trying to stay in the middle, dude. Listen, you're a Philly brother. I'm pretty sure you're from the area. I'm trying to do you a favor. All right, like hit us up, theunclegeeb@gmail.com. Hit me up. It's my business email. Anyone can email me. Spam my email box. I don't care. Hit me up, guy, Joey, man. If you want to come on our podcast and like explain yourself of what's going on. I know we're not a big wig podcast or anything. But maybe it's better that you don't go on a big wig. Maybe it's better you go on a smaller podcast. I don't know. If you want to tell your side of the story, if I'm right about you just knowing who you're sending these consoles to, just to fuck with them, hit us up. Let's get you on the podcast. Let's talk about it, man. I would love to chat with you either way.
I honestly would love that too. I have lots of questions. I have a ton of questions.
Give us the people who are trying to give you the benefit of the doubt. Let's give us the drip.
Jeebs, you are.
Then you're not in the podcast. You say it right now. Yeah, I'll kick you from the episode.
I'll tell you what. I will ask fair questions.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. This isn't going to happen anyway. But if it were to happen, I would ask fair questions.
Can we make it happen? Drip and Jeeb audience. Can we make it happen at the DKOldies? Tell them that we want them on our podcast to explain themselves. If they even have anything to explain.
Yeah.
If they have nothing to explain, we'll just ask them questions about the business. Fair questions.
I know what questions I'm gonna ask. I have like 3. That's it.
No, man. What if he bans around people who live in his or from his area? Like maybe he's got that Philly pride. He wants to come on our podcast.
Fair questions. I'm not gonna ask anything crazy. I don't want to know his social security number. Like, dude, I got basic questions. Like, hey, can you explain to me your refurbishing process? I would like to know about it. I want to know how it happens from start to finish because I'm very, very confused about the refurbished products.
You ever work at a deadbeat job and you just don't want to be there? I'm sure you have, right?
Yeah.
Think about like an employee who just works at a deadbeat job. Maybe there's a guy who works at DKOldies who hates his life and just like
he's just like sticker,
he got trade. Yeah, exactly. Like that is actually legitimately a possible thing here.
Now, if that was happening, wouldn't you want to come out and just say, "Listen, the things that have gone out, we found the problem. We would like to fix the problem. We want all these things back. We will, they will be done correctly." I don't see any of that.
Maybe he likes publicity. Joey.
Maybe.
That's her name?
I don't know. Interesting. I can't wait to see the next chapter of this because this shit ain't over. I can tell you that right now. This is just getting started. This is just getting started. This is going to get way, way worse for them before it gets better, I would imagine.
I would imagine that too. But speaking of things that are over, I believe this episode has come and run its course. Drip, it's been a really good one. Guys, thank you. Before we go, and by the way, stream audience, we're not going anywhere. Stick around for a minute. But you guys who listening on the audio platforms, if you guys haven't checked out our YouTube channel recently, we've been posting some YouTube shorts. The goal is every day there is one YouTube short. Now, if you missed any of our episodes, this is a really nice way to catch up on the episodes via the YouTube short platform and just watch them, some short clips, at once a day. We'll post one up for you guys, even the weekends. If I miss a day, it is what it is. I'm working on it. However, but you guys check it out. I haven't missed a day yet. Check it out, guys, even with my throwing up.
You're killing it, dude. You're killing it.
Check out the YouTube Shorts channel. If you miss any of this episode or any of our past episodes, make sure to check out the archive on Spotify or Apple, as well as future podcasts. Subscribe on your podcast app of choice. Leave us a beautiful review so we know that you love our podcast, and let us know if you hate us. If you hate our podcast, I guess you can leave us a review that hate us. That's kind of silly though, guy.
Constructive criticism.
Man who gave us the only 1-star review. I will call you out. It was a dumb thing. It was a dumb thing to put in the comment and give us a 1-star for. It was really dumb. Check out if you want to laugh at a 1-star review. Go ahead and check it out in the Apple Podcast reviews. It's funnier if you know the context.
It was because you talked about wearing a mask, wasn't it?
How dare I?
That was the guy, right?
How dare I give an opinion?
He was really mad because you talked about wearing a mask.
You can't talk about mask on my gaming podcast. Unsubscribe. Like, okay, man.
Sorry.
Listen, that was during a different time. Okay, it was a long time ago. Different.
Don't worry about it.
Guys, thank you so much for listening to this podcast, and we will catch you guys next week.